Hi, I'm Alana. We report sad news about King of Country Music Willie Nelson. Goodbye, Willie Nelson. At the center of Abbott, Texas, the long-lasting effects of the Great Depression raised by his grandparents. Willie Nelson's journey began when the young troubadour was discovered alone in the glow of a Kosing lamp, surrounded by kinfolk who revered music as a sacred art. It was in this atmosphere that Willie's passion with melodies and lyrics blossomed, and at the age of 7, he was playing his guitar in smoking nightclubs with a lively poker band. When she heard of a gauge just 6 miles down the way, his grandmother, a certain Christian woman, was initially horrified at the thought of her grandson performing in those dimly lit venues. Little did she know, though, that 6 miles down the road was just the beginning of Will's musical odyssey from those humble Tessa's beginnings. Will's journey crossed international boundaries and oceans. Canada, Alberta heard his tunes in Canada, Australia served as a venue for his ballad, and Rome found resonance with his chorus. Before the trials of his country, the boy who once played in the glimmer of a paraffin lamp today shares his melodies in front of the entire globe. Willie Nelson experienced fame throughout his life as he pursued a variety of career paths. Young Willie had lines on his face from the voice of a radio DJ, a gas station attendant pumping a factory worker's toy, and the sweat of manual labor in a flooring business. But it was the man selling encyclopedias at the door who left a lasting impression on his consigns. Recalling those days, Willie felt guilty about selling a $600 set of books to people who couldn't afford a couch. However, the tug of morality led him away from the door-to-do hustle and towards the doors of opportunity It was a poem that ignited a light in him, leading him to move to Nashville, the holy city of country music dreams. Although the path wasn't always filled with money, it did pave the road for the Seka of Willie to become a musical legend. At a critical point in Willie's life, a Martin N20 replaced a no guitar that was destroyed by a drunk at the first-floor country store in hell. Nelson Trigger is more than just a guitar. It's a devoted friend who has drummed alongside him for more than 50 years. Texas. I recently brought a $750 roping horse, and I was reminded of the day that Trigger became his own instrument, complete with scratches and imperfections, an extension of his soul. Soul-filled with the echo of jazz guitar approach, played by Dangel Ranhart Guitar Trigger, is associated with my names because it's somewhat equine. Nelson's life story, like any great ballad, weaves through joy and sorrow, love and loss. We laughed, drawing comparisons to Roy Rogers' famous mount, while Trigger aged, curing the scars of countless performances. It mirrored the journey of a man who wielded it weathered, but still vibrant, and enduring testament to the childless magic of music. His personal symphony struck a discordant note when his second marriage collapsed under the weight of adultery during his union with Shirley Cole. A covered affair of fair beef fruit resulted in the birth of Paula Carlene. The revelation delivered by a hospital bill shattered the illusion, and Willie found himself at a crossroads. I couldn't lie, Billy admitted, the truth slipping out as he faced the consequences. Divorce followed, opening the door for a new chapter with Connie Copey, whom he married in 1971. Despite the turmoil, Willie in his 60s insisted on a cordial relationship, saying there are no such things as ex-wives, only additional wives in the tale of Will's musical. One chapter of legacy is lost to flames in 1970 due to a house fire. There is a terrible area where over 100 unreleased Taps tunes were silenced by AIM and never heard by anxious fans. Moreover, a foot twist saw Billy burst into laughter, showing a playful side to his sultry demeanor. The fire served as a turning point in Billy's life, inspiring him to leave Nashville and set out on an adventure that would reshape his musical destiny. B sprints into the inferno for an unusual rescue, a pound of Colombian grass. In the 1970s, Willie Nelson rose to prominence in the country music industry, but success did not come easily. he had to break free from a record contract that had stifled his creative spirit. Determinedly, he offered $14,000 to leave RCA Records and relocate to the friendly state of Texas. Austin, Texas, transformed into the crucible, where Willie forged the sound of all country music by collaborating with outlaws such as Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, and Chris Christopherson. Together, they created a musical revolution that shook the country music scene and cemented Willie's names in the annals of rebellious musical history. Will Nelson also debuted a new character in the 1970s, a silver screen sensation. Even though he was nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song, Sidney Pack and other legendary directors tried to capture the charisma of the outlaw in their films. His presence lit up films like Electric Horseman and Thief, but he remained humble about his on-screen persona, saying, "I pretty much play myself, whoever I'm supposed to be." In 1990, the outlaw faced a different kind of showdown, this time with the IRS as a result of a cascade of poor investments in Mary. Due to financial misdeeds, Willie drowned in a $32 million department, and his residences were confiscated by the government. Pat shut his music studio and threatened to auction off his Escalades. It was a dangerous time that may have silenced a less resilient spirit, but Nelson, ever the optimist, found a means to pay TV and demanded that Taco Bell part with some of his prized assets. The culmination of this battle was the production of the IRS tapes, which will purchase an album honoring the organization that attempted to rob him of his history. In true Willie manner, he dismissed the financial saying that there are more significant issues in life than money concerns, is a statement that I miss most about money when Willie's son, Willie Nelson J., committed himself in 1981. It was a personal cyclone that left a sad legacy. Despite the unmatched sadness Willie showed for the Nelson family, he managed to keep going by using his sorrow to complete an album that he and his son recorded, which helped to bring about calm in the valley. The Truth collection of the gospel Willie Nelson, the pioneer of country music, surpasses JRD limitations. His passion for cannabis is as well known as his music, making him one of the most well-known stoners in the country. With arrests for possession and allegations of out-of-control smoking, Insane Dog, Will's relationship with cannabis serves as both a plot device and a narrative element. The pinnacle of his disobedient stoners claims to be a rooftop escape at the White House, where Willie and Chip were invited by President Jimmy Carter. Carter participated in a smoking sesh atop the famous structure. When Willie described the surreal picture, it perfectly encapsulated the character of a man who, in 2019, faces a damage that years of smoking had taken on his tongues. Will Nelson openly acknowledged the changes in his behavior, saying, "I've abused my lungs quite a bit in the past, so breathing is a little more difficult these days." Despite this, his unwavering love for THC is ensured by his indomitable spirit, as evidenced by his September 2021 elective surgery to remove a small mass on his sliver. The initial prognosis was positive, with expectations of a full recovery. While supporters were relieved that Nelson's remarkable career would continue, they were unaware that a bigger obstacle was approaching. On October 12, 2021, a surprising revelation was made. Fans were left anxious about the beloved musician's health when Nelson revealed on October 21, 2021, that melanoma had been found in both his brain and liver, marking a significant turning point in his life. Nelson had announced that he had been diagnosed with metastatic cancer, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the music community. However, the mystery persisted as the cancer's origin remained unknown. Nelson, discouraged by SIGA, set forth on a valiant journey, starting immunotherapy medication therapies and getting ready for the challenges of radiation therapy that the general public would face. On December 28, 2021, Nelson shared to be K of Hope with the world. In a statement, he joyfully stated that his medical scans no longer showed any evidence of cancer, rise behind the country music icon, offering waves of love and encouragement. The victory against hardship was evidence of Nelson's fortitude and the efficacy of his care. The music industry and fans alike praised the artist for his incredible recovery, with many expressing gratitude for the good news regarding his health. However, Will Nelson's life took a turn for the worse in late September 2023 when he experienced a brain aneurysm that required hospitalization and a subsequent diagnosis of brain cancer. The news stunned and disheartened followers who had just been jubilant with his seeming triumph over his prior health issues. Nelson was forced by this unexpected turn of events to begin another round of rigorous therapy in order to address the complications of brain cancer. Nelson was flown to a Colorado hospital on a private aircraft with the help of a committed medical team. His decision to seek specialized care brought attention to the seriousness of his situation and the significance of using the best resources available. On November 15, 2023, a summer day in the world of music, Nelson Pythagoreelius passed away in Colorado Springs, Colorado, from brain cancer. His death left an indelible void in tributes from fans, fellow musicians, and industry luminaries. Nelson's resilience remained unwavering as he faced yet another chapter in his health journey. He maintained his brilliance and steadfast spirit, and his influence on country music is still incalculable. Throughout his life, Willie Nelson demonstrated tenacity by overcoming both highs and lows, including his battle with brain cancer. While the last chapter of his life caused sorrow, his path captivated audiences not just through his music, but also by his unflinching tenacity during the phase of health issues. Nelson Pye never stops inspiring and reassuring us that human spirit can shine brightly even in the most dire circumstances. Thanks for watching my video.